There is absolutely no way this happens. After last night's loss to the Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks currently sit with a 5-4 record, and we do have problems that we need to address. This team does not come out with the right energy. We have a rebounding problem. Our shot selection has been questionable, and although last night we only lost by 1 point to the Phoenix Suns in a game that we could have won, a lot of people are pointing out to Klay Thompson as being a problem for the Dallas Mavericks, saying that he's not the same player, his shot is horrible, he's not engaged, and he looks upset. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what are people saying about Klay Thompson, is there any validity to it, and how well has Klay Thompson actually been for the Dallas Mavericks? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavericks Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,325 subscribers. We are less than 700 away from our goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch-alongs, the news vids just like this, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks definitely have a few problems that they need to address. We started off this season with a big win against the San Antonio Spurs, and after that, it felt like every other game. We win one, we lose one, we win against a bad team, we lose against a good team, and in the way that we lose, the pattern is there. In the first 3 losses of the season against the Houston Rockets, the Phoenix Suns, and the Indiana Pacers, we lost because our bigs were taken out of the game completely. Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively were not able to be efficient in those games, and that isn't because they're not good or that they have any issues. That's more so the defense knew exactly how to take us out of our winning formula. And that's where I think our real issue comes. And obviously there's other issues. The lack of energy, which has been just reiterated by everybody, from Jason Kidd to the players, to the fans, to me, to all of us. The energy out of the gate, the moment these games start, has been flat. We're always down at the first quarter. We're usually down at half, and we have to fight back. And in last night's game against the Phoenix Suns, we were down by 13 points at half. The second half was much better. In the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, we were amazing. We were playing Mavericks basketball. It just wasn't enough. But apparently people think Klay Thompson is the issue. And if we just be honest with ourselves and take a look at how Klay Thompson has been the last 3 games, it really isn't that bad. Last night's game, yes, was arguably his worst shooting night. He was 1 of 7 from 3 and 4 of 13 from the field. He did get 4 rebounds and 2 assists, but those 2 games prior against the Bulls and the Pacers, he was 50% from the floor, and in the Pacers, he was 50% from the floor and 50% from 3. Overall, I think Klay Thompson is a positive for this team as our third scoring option, as our most reliable shooter. I trust Klay Thompson any given night to take 7 or 8 attempts. And I'll live with the results. Being 1 for 7 is bad. We could definitely have used at least 1 more 3, and the results of the game could have been completely different. And I get that. But I think that one bad game isn't indicative on how good or how bad Klay Thompson is or has been for the Dallas Mavericks. You have to look at the whole picture. And if we do just take a look at his stats, for the season, Klay Thompson is putting up 14.2 points, 3.6 assists, 3.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 0.2 blocks, 0.7 steals, 0.8 turnovers, and 1.2 fouls per game. He is shooting 43% from the field and 36% from 3. And although 36% from 3 is good for most players, we know Klay Thompson can easily hit 39 to 40% from 3 for the career. He shoots 44% on corner threes, and 96% of his threes are assisted, and 69% of all shots are threes. And one thing that I've definitely noticed about Klay Thompson, one, is that if his shot isn't falling, he does look to pass. He is a good rebounder. He knows about positioning and where to be. And even though he's not the same Klay Thompson that's locking down players left and right, his defense is still good. It's on par with the average of our team. Klay Thompson's not washed, and even though last night he shot 1 of 7, and even though I'm sure he'll have another night where he shoots bad, that doesn't mean we need to get rid of him. That doesn't mean that we need to trade him. But one thing that people have been bringing to my attention, at least that I've seen online, is that Klay Thompson's body language looks a little bit off. He looks very frustrated, a little bit lethargic, just kind of walking up and down the court at times. And early in the season, there were many times where I was asking, where's Klay Thompson? Why are we playing more Klay Thompson? When you look at his minutes, he's playing good quality starter minutes, but there are many times throughout the game, throughout the flow of the game, you're wondering, where is Klay Thompson? Why are we setting up a play for Klay Thompson to get hot and start hitting a few threes? Why don't we see that in the beginning of the game and we only ever see it in the third and fourth quarter? And it's something that needs to be addressed because we want Klay Thompson to be Klay Thompson. Although we know he may not average 20 points a game, it might be closer to 14 to 16 points a game, which is totally fine. Getting Klay Thompson involved will solve our issues. Trading away Klay Thompson isn't going to fix your issues. Firing Jason Kidd, trading away everybody. Our problems aren't that simple and they're not that bad. We have a complicated issue of energy, rebounding, and just making sure guys know their role. And it may not be that complicated, but I don't think it's that big of an issue that warrants a trade or warrants someone getting fired. But what are people saying? Well, don't worry. We're going to take a look at exactly what people are saying. Someone tweeted out, a certain top 10 greatest shooter went 1 for 7 tonight, by the way. Yeah, good players have bad games. But what else are they saying? This user said, we need a bench or trade Klay Thompson. The 3-guard starting lineup is not working, especially against teams like Phoenix and Houston with strong front courts. And to this, I agree with half of this. I don't agree that we need to trade Klay Thompson, possibly bench him. Our 3-guard lineup isn't working, and that can be true. We saw what happened last season when we started Luka and Kyrie, and we had our third guard off the bench. That worked a lot for us. Maybe we do need to bench Klay Thompson. Maybe we need to change up our lineup. I mean, a lot of people are saying that Najee Marshall should start over PJ. So if we have PJ, Derrick Lively, and Klay Thompson off the bench, maybe that provides a little bit balance. Maybe that's what we need to do and not be so top heavy. But I don't think we need to trade him. I don't think he's the issue. I'm not putting any blame on Klay Thompson, but I do think there needs to be some form of restructure with this team if we're going to have success down the road. This user also said, Klay should never get benched, and the problem is coaching. He hasn't emphasized specific things, rebounding and energy. Also, his rotations effing suck. I mean suck. Why isn't Hardy seeing more minutes? If we're not going to use him, trade him. Yes, so I don't think Klay Thompson should be traded, benched, not because he doesn't deserve to be a starter, but maybe to provide balance. Someone needs to go to the bench, I would say. But yes, rebounding and energy is definitely an issue. This user just said straight up, just trade Klay, he's selfish. I don't think he's selfish. I think we don't get him involved enough. I think last night he had the second or third most touches, or the second or most attempts out of anybody on our team. So we're getting him involved. He just has to knock down those shots. And last night, it looked like he was very much in his head. Sometimes it looked like he really wasn't in the game. He was getting probably just too much down on himself for those misses when he knows he can hit those wide open shots. A few shots he definitely hesitated before he shot the ball. And these are issues that I'm glad we're having early on and not at the end of the season when we're getting ready for the playoffs and we're wondering why is Klay still hesitating to shoot the ball. Things are going to be okay. But these fans, there's a group of fans out there that truly believe that trading Klay Thompson is going to solve all our problems. If we just continue here, this other user said, trade Klay ASAP. He's taking shots badly. Be patient, boy. Taking contested threes always. Trade him ASAP is just ridiculous. But this from Jason Kidd last night may allude to exactly what needs to happen. Just to bring this back up, Jason Kidd on his team tonight said, for whatever reason, we're getting off to a slow start. It's got to be addressed. Someone's got to come with some effing energy. We're effing flat. Our bench stinks right now. As deep as we are, we got to get to effing participate off the bench. Jason Kidd almost got me slipping up there, but yes, with all the profanities, energy. Obviously, our bench stinks right now. So maybe if we put Klay to the bench, that can help out our bench unit. If we have Klay Thompson, we got Derrick Lively, we also have PJ Washington leading the bench with Spencer Dinwiddie. That's not a bad idea if we have Najee Marshall in the starting lineup. If we move, I don't know, Quentin Grimes to the starting lineup, something needs to change. You got to make some type of rotations with our lineups, and maybe that's the energy that will come. I'm not under the impression that Jason Kidd is telling the team, hey, take it easy to start the game. I'm sure Jason Kidd is drilling into their heads, we need more energy. Come out the gates firing on all cylinders. Get it going. It's up to the players to get it to happen on the floor. Jason Kidd will have to bear some of the blame. As a coach, it is your job to get things going. And if it's not going the way it needs to, you need to make it abundantly clear what needs to happen. You are the coach. This is your team. But the players also need to be held to the same level of accountability when it comes to bad play or when they come out with no energy. So all in all, does Klay Thompson need to be traded? No. In no way does Klay Thompson need to be traded. I'm not giving up on this experiment just yet. We got 3 years of Klay Thompson. I'd argue this is probably his last contract. We might as well see it through. We made a lot of good changes over the offseason. As Nico Harrison said, we were one Klay Thompson away from winning an NBA Finals. And I truly believe we can still be one Klay Thompson away from winning an NBA Finals. But things have to happen. Guys need to lock in. I think it's going to be a rough start. Definitely, I mean, it's been a rough start, but I think it's definitely going to be some growing pains before this team starts to see some gradual success. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think Klay needs to be traded? Does he need to go to the bench? Let me know what you think. We'll have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far into the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing our giveaway every single month. The only way to enter our giveaway is become a channel member of any tier. But until next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.